In this video, we're going to learn how to establish whether or not two events are independent of one another. Now, statistical independence has an intuitive component to it, but importantly, it has a mathematical definition. When you're asked to discuss or decide whether two events are independent, you must always go down the mathematical route. I'm going to show you how to do it in a second. The intuitive component is this. Certain events, it's clear, won't have any effect on each other. For example, whether or not I roll a 2 on a dice now is going to be in no way connected to whether or not it rains tomorrow. So the probability that it rains tomorrow has nothing to do with the probability that I roll a 2 on a dice. And if I learn that it is going to rain tomorrow, I learn that I have rolled a 2, it doesn't change my view of what the probability of the other event is. So that's the intuitive sense, and we do understand that certain things are going to be completely unrelated, like that, and certain things are going to be related. For example, what's the probability that it snows tomorrow? And what's the probability that I'm late to work tomorrow? Well, it's clear there might be some connection between those, because if it snows, it might affect my ability to get to work on time, so there might be some connection. Let's start with what the mathematical definition is. Okay, I'm going to come to this question in a second. Here is the definition. Two events, A and B, are independent if and only if the probability of A and B is the probability of A times the probability of B. Now at GCSE you get very used to just thinking, well, the probability of this and this is just the probability of this times the probability of this, of just multiplying. What you can see now is that you're only allowed to do that when events are independent, and it's clear, as we'll see, that some events are not. Okay, let's see if we can use this then to establish whether or not the two events in this question are independent of each other. Okay, so here's the information. Alice and Bilal are sometimes late for work. The probability that Alice is late for work but Bilal is not is 0.32. The probability that Bilal is late but Alice is not is 0.11. The probability that at least one of them is late is 0.65. From this, can we determine whether or not the student's lateness is independent of each other? Okay, let's definitely start with a Venn diagram. It's almost always the right way to begin a question like this. Okay, so we'll have the event that Alice is late represented by this bubble here, and we'll have the event that Bilal is late represented by this bubble here. So what can I fill in? Well, the probability that Alice is late but Bilal is not is this region here, okay, where Alice is late but it's not inside the B bubble. So that's 0.32. The probability that Bilal is late but Alice is not is 0.11, so that's this region here. And the probability that at least one of them is late is 0.65. So at least one of them being late, that means it's somewhere in all of this bubble here. So this entire thing should add up to 0.5. So that means that 0.32 plus 0.11 plus the little region in the middle, x, should add up to 0.65. Okay, we've got 0.43 plus x is 0.65, and taking 0.43 off both sides, I get 0.22. So that's the intersection here. Okay, we can, just for completeness, actually work out what's on the outside, although I think we actually won't need it in this question, but let's do it anyway. So to ensure they all add up to 1, I need 0.35 on the outside. I got that just by doing 1 minus each of these. Okay, now we can test whether independence by seeing whether this rule holds, because it goes both ways. If they're independent, this rule works. And if this rule works, then they're independent. That's an if and only if relationship. Okay, so we'll look at the left-hand side. So what's the probability of A and B? Well, the probability of A and B is just the intersection. It's 0.22. Now let's investigate the right-hand side. What's the probability of A times the probability of B? Well, the probability of A is the probability that Alice is late, which is this whole region here added together. So 0.32 plus 0.22. So that's 0.54. And the probability of B, the probability that Bilal's late, is all of this stuff added up. So 0.22 plus 0.11. And that's 0.33. Okay, let's multiply those together and see what we get. So 0.54 times 0.33 is 0.1782. All right, so the fact that we get a different number when we investigate the probability of A and B from when we just multiply the probability of A times the probability of B means that this rule doesn't hold. And that means that these events are not independent. Okay, so in order to determine whether they're independent or not, we need to just see whether this equation holds true. And you do that by evaluating the left and then evaluating the right and seeing if they're the same. In this case, they're not the same, and therefore these events are not independent. Now, what's the nature of this lack of independence? We don't know. Could it be that Alice, I don't know, whenever she's late to school, she calls up Bilal and says, hold on, wait for me. Maybe it's something as straightforward as that. Or maybe they're just both influenced by other things, like maybe they catch the same bus sometimes. And if that bus gets held up, then they end up both being late. It could be anything. We have no idea. All we know is that they're not independent. Okay, so things to take away from that. If you're asked to determine they're independent, don't just say whether you think these things are related or not. You have to show whether they are or not by seeing whether this rule holds.